Hello, my name is Demosthenes.
I am Dr. Paskowski.
We have a political message for America. We see a lot of trouble, and we see a lot of possibility of ways to solve them. Some of the problems that America is facing is that a lot of people are concentrating in cities. Even though we have such great resources and huge massive amounts of land, people are concentrating in cities. That's where all funds are going, but that also causes people to fiercely compete in smaller and smaller areas. Problem number two is that America's manufacturing base are also being forced out by foreign competitors forcing the lower prices and forcing them out of business. Problem number three is that America needs to get up and start solving these problems, and I'm not sure why America hasn't started yet.
We're about to play the job.
Unfortunately, the price of beer is so low that it's too affordable for Americans, and they're no longer revolting, they're just drinking beer. Not a good solution. But now, we want to come back, though, to the distribution of Americans. I wish that some politician would have some kind of a homestead program, or something thereof, to distribute Americans back to the smaller cities, back to the countryside, more to the rural areas, because people are concentrating in four cities, and with that concentration it drives house prices through the roof when it doesn't need to be. And then it kills small communities that have resources, so the resources that do have are not even being used. Problem number two is with the manufacturing. Foreign competitors, they skimp out on paying health benefits, they skimp out on giving dentistry, any kind of wellness benefit, and they give their employees the lowest possible price. And they give them not even a good price to pay for day labor, and it's almost free. Because they can skimp out on paying the employees any benefit at all, the employers over there can maximize their profits. Sometimes the employers over there are actually owned by Americans. Well, while they're skimping out on foreign countries, the Americans are not producing anymore. But Americans, they still have their vast cash resources, and they're still spending. Unfortunately, they're spending it to pay for our labor overseas, and now our labor gets the money, and then we get the cheap junk that falls apart, made by people that aren't really happy, made in a manufacturing plant that isn't safe, it isn't up to code, and it doesn't give a damn about the environment, or even about themselves. They're just there for the money. And while they're chasing after money, they have lower prices. So the poor people of America that don't have much are forced to pay between the good quality American resource at a high price, or the cheap stuff that will solve the problem right now at a low price. But unfortunately, when they make that choice and they buy that cheap stuff, the money goes overseas and so doesn't the funding. And every time you pay for something, you're voting to the company that built it. Even if the company that built it skimps out, doesn't do any health benefits, and uses child labor, or even uses slave labor. And while you're voting for the company overseas, the company that's in America, the actual American company, is losing out. There are two solutions I would like to solve with that. One is isolationism. We completely boycott and ban those companies completely. It definitely isn't going to work. Maybe not, we got to try it. But option number two, I think is a more favorable option, is to put higher taxes and tariffs on foreign manufactured goods.
In other words, make them pay to send their goods over here.
That's right. If they're paying for the right to do business in America, that means at least our government gets money.
Because our government gets some tax to us.
What would that be? Hopefully. Because if they may skimp out on paying health benefits and dental and general wellness to their own people, they shouldn't skimp out to us. We should not allow that. So if they're not going to pay their own people, at least let them pay us. And additionally, let them pay for the right to do business in America. Because honestly, we don't have to let them do business here. This is our own home territory. Why should we lose? If we lose our benefits, why should we lose our ability to pay for our stuff so that they can manufacture cheap stuff and pretty much disgrace their own employees and their own environment? Now once again, this is Demosthenes.
Dr. Paskowski.
Now we wish America would become more involved, at least find one of the solutions. Homesteading, isolationism, or some kind of a tax or tariff.
Or else, Obama.